When I was in class 5, I used to define climate as something that takes the changes of weather that takes time for a period of that 5 years, right? And when does youthful age end? At that 5. So it means if it has been happening for that 5 years, we are the ones going to encounter it, right? Let me tell you an example why climate change is very important for us to talk today. When the rains are not there, we are really suffering of hunger, and that's drought, right? When I was in Nairobi in July, I met someone who's the Director of Environment at the United Nations, Dr. Richard Nam. He has written a book, and in this book he says, there is a way we can change Africa to a point where, he says, making Africa work through innovative volunteer. All the price that they are required for the crops. So when he went to study in London and came back, that's when he realized there was an effect in their farm, which has taken a period, a very long period, to realize the results. And in that book, when I read, I realized that's not very different from what we are experiencing. When I was in primary school, my parents could not even use fertilizer in the farm, but they could seriously harvest. That's one thing that made me think of having a conversation about climate change. Now that the climate change is coming to affect the youth, whom we are, right? And these youth are all over crying of empowerment. Now I added another section of climate change and empowerment forum. So we need to discuss. This center is called Ram Youth Empowerment Center. What can we do in ourselves? You know, when we depend on the government, when we depend on these institutions, we realize there's something little they do for us, very little.
Sincerely speaking, since I've been in Kakamega now, forums, there is no group that has come up specifically with an environmental forum. Ile ambayo vijana wenyewe wamesema we want to really talk about environment. So those are remarks to, in short or in other way, telling you that when you're in your group discussions, let us give all our best, and let us think and try to come up with something that you as youth in Kakamega County feel like is proper for this county. And then I think there are various questions and will be in different groups. Maybe they are relating to environment. When we are discussing, let us try to think about, I know global, when we say that about environmental change, we have things like global warming and so on. We look at them in a wider context, maybe globally, sindio. But now, as much as we look at them globally, but then we find ourselves also in Kakamega, sindio, Kakamega County. Now, how do you, through your discussions, narrow down to Kakamega when you are writing down, when you are putting down? Because we may end up discussing, then we discuss broad down something that also may not help us in Kakamega.
Basically, our mandate is to regulate film content in the country with a view to protecting minors. And of late, we've been involved in encouraging youth to empower themselves through maybe talent, all right, through such forums. And that's what I'm saying, these are good initiatives, okay? And I'm happy to be part of it. And we will support you in whichever way that you want us to, as Kenya Film Preservation Board. Our offices are open, all right? And anytime you want support, you can come and talk to us, all right? So, yeah, basically that is it. I don't have much to say. I don't know anything about climate change. I'm here to learn also like you. I don't know. Are you learning or you're teaching us? Both. Both. Who are the experts here? All of you are experts. So yes, so we are also here to learn about climate change, okay?
Youth Enterprise Fund is a state corporation that is tasked with empowering youth. We empower youth in several ways. So Youth Fund is there to provide capital to the youth so that in as much as they are seeking for jobs, they are also able to create jobs wherever they are, using the opportunities and perhaps the resources they have, and if they don't have, they come to us and we give them on credit. So we do entrepreneurial training to them, after which we also do market linkages, whatever they produce, and we link them to the markets where maybe we have buyers who want to consume what they do produce. And also we do YESA. We partner with agencies that are accredited by the government to do labor exportation. So our part will be departure training and ensuring that these youth who secured employments abroad are safe.
Kakamega County Maendeleo Circle. How many of you have heard that? Kakamega County Maendeleo Circle. Umesikia hiyo? Usiseme sasa wamenikujia hapa na mikopo za nini. Umeshawahi kusikia? The offices have been moved from Nala to Huduma Center. We have, when we started this sustainability kind of project, Wezo Fund and grants from the office of Mama County. Mama County has so many people, 2 million. She cannot go around knocking on the doors. How can I help you? How can I help you? But when you are in a group, it's easy for us to visit you. We also support small-scale farmers who are poor, old widows with inputs. Like last year we had 300 people.
Kuna business literature ambayo inatusaidia kutuweka sana. Sivyo? We have educational empowerment centers. Ziko na empowerment materials that can equip us with how we can be entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur doesn't mean that you have capital. I've said the first thing, as a human being, you are a capital, right? So, you do need another capital, apart from yourself. Either work hard and work smart. So once you achieve the goal, right? In school, we are only taught to be future employees, not to be future employers. Yeah? Those who are doing education. Those who are doing education, wako hapa ndani kweli? Wewe. Nyinyi huwa mnafunza kuna any professor anakuja kwa class aseme you need to be employed.
They affect the climate. Again, we have mining. Like those who have ever gone to sites of coal mining. I hope kuna mining huko. So, yeah, quarry. There's quarry.
You should be ready to partake anything as a youth. You are very energetic and you have the capability. For example, in volunteer zone. Through volunteering, someone can see efforts and later empower you to next level and both move you from the level which you are in to a very superior level, and you get empowered from there. You be financially. It's the same case. Another factor which affects us in Kakamega and Western is
high downward range of temperature, that we can have high temperatures during the day and then very low temperatures during the night altogether. Then lastly is forest fires can also occur during when we have high drought.
Then they should take part in cleanup activities and even tree planting. Another one, youth should be allowed to vote in officials who will advocate for climate change. They should vote in officials who are climate change oriented.
Office of the Women's Rep was very grateful for your invitation in a meeting of climate and youth empowerment. We just urge youth to be self-employed, not to wait for the resources from the government. Youth should form groups, also start activities that can enable them, that can sustain them. So I'm very happy today to meet all the youths from across the county, and I encourage them to be meeting all the time for their discussion to enable them live their own lives.
My name is Lamek Omingo. I'm the Regional Manager, Kenya Film Classification Board, Western. Today's event was purely about youth climate for change, but it's a good initiative by the youth of Kakamega, and this is what we encourage as Kenya Film Classification Board, that youth should engage in activities that are of benefit to them, and that they should promote such kind of activities that really do not make them think of maybe doing bad things in society, or maybe going the immoral way. As you know, Kenya Film Classification's mandate is regulating the film content that enters the film content in the country, with the view to protecting minors. And we encourage youth to be having such kind of forums for the betterment of our country. Yes.